You're listening to SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio. Featuring the combined power of hundreds of fantasy sports websites, this is Big Lead Sports on SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio.
That's right, it's Big Lead Sports on SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio, Sirius 210, XM 87. I'm Steve Kyler from Big Lead Sports. I have my man Ryan Vanini from KFFL.com hanging out with you. We're going to be with you here until 1 o'clock, talking some more fantasy football. Week 10 on tap. Playoffs just around the corner, and to help us make sense of it all is our good friend Richard Fronapfel from theofficepool.com. Richard, of course, runs a great office pool website, so if you're looking for that traditional kind of you-pick-em office pool game, swing by theofficepool.com. Richard, also a very big fantasy football guy, here to help us make it all happen. Richard, what's going on, my friend? How are you going into Week 10? How's your teams looking?
I'm 8-1, so I'm feeling pretty good. I'm definitely in the playoffs.
8-1? Okay, not only are you fixing games at theofficepool.com, but you're 8-1?
You're going to throw some of those wins Steven my way?
I'm saying, dude, that's not even fair.
Well, you know, when you got it, you got it.
All right, Richard. Let's talk about Week 10. As you kind of look forward, is there a particular team or situation? You know, obviously the Dallas Cowboys have somewhat of a favorable schedule down the road. Is there a team that you're going, yeah, that's the team I'm riding into the playoffs?
Well, yeah, the Cowboys definitely. You know, my Jets are actually set up, you know, after they get through these next couple of games, they've got a nice stretch of games after that as well. But, you know, mainly I've always been a guy that, you know, I dance with the one that brought me. So, you know, it's not always just about the favorable matchups. It's really about who my studs are, and I'll keep playing them.
Richard, when you look at the Miami Dolphins, Reggie Bush has had 2 good games back-to-back for fantasy owners. He's catching the ball, he's running the ball, he's staying healthy, and he's getting into the end zone. Is this an aberration, or is this now a guy fantasy players can actually depend on in the Miami backfield?
Yeah, you know, I was just thinking about that today. I don't think they like I don't think they want to go with the rookie. I think they want to bank on Reggie Bush, and they're putting it in a lot of situations to succeed, and I think they're going to continue to do that. And now that they've kind of gotten the monkey off their back with that first win and a big one, yeah, I think that Reggie Bush is going to put up decent numbers from here on out.
He's Richard Fronapfel. He is from theofficepool.com, hanging out with us. We're going to head out to the phones. Let's go to Gary in Michigan. Gary, it's Big League Sports. How are you? Gary, what's on your mind?
Yeah, I have not a big problem, but I've got Fred Davis is my tight end, and I'm in a 10-team PPR, and I've got 3 wideouts and a flex and a tight end. And I got a pretty set with Wallace and A.J. Green, but I got Santonio Holmes, and I got Branch as my weakest guy on my bench. And I was thinking maybe picking up Greg Olsen and dropping like a Branch. Or maybe I've got pretty decent, my worst running back is Benson. I'm just a little, you know, I feel a little insecure with this, like Fred Davis and having to play Santonio Holmes is not having a good year, or Deion Branch is so up and down when I can pick up somebody like Olsen that, you know, put him in my flex spot, and he's pretty consistent. He's available on waivers.
I wouldn't have a problem picking up Greg Olsen, but, you know, at the end of the day, Santonio Holmes or Deion Branch, either one of those guys is disposable in my mind. I don't think either one of them are going to bounce back, have a great second part of the season. Deion Branch was a ghost last week. I mean, you couldn't even tell he was on the field. So I don't see him being somebody that's immediately going to get a lot more attention offensively. So, yeah, that's a wasted roster spot in my mind. Richard, where are you at on it?
Yeah, I think now that both the tight ends are healthy in New England, I think Branch is not going to see much going forward. So you're right; he's kind of a wasted roster spot. So pick someone up for sure. I like Olsen. I've liked him. You know, I've liked him since the beginning of the year. So I drafted him. But I would tend to try and get a running back if I could, or a wide receiver there. If someone like you guys were talking about Helu earlier, I like him a lot, and he's available in a lot of leagues. I don't know who's available, but Fred Davis, you're pretty set at tight end. So I'm wondering if there's someone better out there to get than Olsen.
Yeah, Gary, I'm on board too. I'd look at other positions to start off with. Olsen should not be available on the waiver wire in any leagues at this point. The guy's a top 10 fantasy tight end. I know the year is deep for tight ends, but Olsen is a pivotal part of that Carolina passing game. He should be picked up. If I'm going to get rid of a guy, it's definitely going to be Branch ahead of Holmes. Branch's numbers are just too streaky. The Jets gave Holmes too much money at the beginning of the year. It's only a matter of time before he gets acclimated back with Mark Sanchez, and those guys are on the same page. It just hasn't been working right in recent weeks. Not a real good reason why, but it's a sad day when rookie Jeremy Curley is getting more targets on a week-in and week-out basis. Holmes, of course, is going to continue to voice it, so he ends up seeing the ball at some point. So he to me, at this point, still is not droppable.
Thanks for the call. Let's head out to Adam in Michigan. Adam, it's Big Lead Sports. How can we help you?
Yeah, I had a stardom question. I got 5 receivers. I need to start 3 of them. I got Vincent Jackson, Greg Jennings, Mike Wallace, Hakeem Nicks, and Jeremy Maclin.
I'm starting Macklin, Vincent Jackson, and Wallace are the 3 I would start. Richard, how about you?
Well, you have to start Mike Wallace for sure. Yeah, I'd start Vincent Jackson. I like that matchup this week. I'm not sure between Greg Jennings and Jeremy Maclin. And Nix, we'll have to wait and see. I don't think it's likely that he'll play, and if he does, I don't think he's going to see a ton of action. Yeah, I think I'd go with Maclin as well.
Man, Adam, that's a real nice problem to have. We have all 3 ranked, and are all 4 of the 5 guys ranked in the top 10 for this week right now. Barring any change, would go Greg Jennings, Jeremy Maclin, Mike Wallace. Vincent Jackson's coming off of that huge game, but the guy has just been wildly inconsistent so far this year. It's a big matchup against Oakland on Thursday night, though, so I could see if you wanted to play him. If I was going to play him, I'd probably play him over Maclin.
Thanks for the call. Let's go out to Sean in Maryland. Sean, it's Big Lead Sports. How can we help you?
Hey, guys. Everything going well for you this evening?
We're going great. Sean, how about you? What can we do for you?
It's going good. I got a trade offer from the league leader. He was trying to get Ray Rice for Cam Newton, which is his backup QB. I actually vetoed that because it was on the bye week, and I told him we'd talk afterwards. So I offered him this instead because I can't really break up my only running back since my other one, Sarah McFadden, is injured. So I offered him Jason Witten and Martin Manningham for Cam Newton and Jermichael Finley because it would be basically a number 2 wideout for him and a little better than his tight end. What do you think?
How did he feel about the deal? Did he give you any thoughts on it? I'd make that deal.
Yeah, I figured it was good for my end if it worked for him since it's a backup QB. I have a feeling he's going to still want to do a running back trade. If he counters with giving me Michael Turner and trading Ray Rice within that trade, would you still do that?
That I would probably not do. I'm not giving up Ray Rice right now. As good as Turner has been, and it looks like Turner's going to continue to be pretty good in the situation with Atlanta, I don't know. I mean, I'm loving Cam, and I'm the first one to say that I know I'm not alone in this. Cam is exceeding everyone's expectations. There's no reason why his numbers are going to come down to earth. This is who he's going to be, at least for the balance of the season. Love Jermichael Finley. I've got Michael Turner on a number of teams, so I'm not trying to say Michael Turner's not valuable. I'm just not giving up Ray Rice, Jason Witten, Mario Manningham for that combination. Who is your quarterback, by the way, that you're trying to upgrade with Cam? John?
Yeah, it's Tony Romo. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Tony Romo. See, I don't think you have that much of a problem. I mean, Tony Romo's going to give you decent points, and he's got a fairly reasonable schedule. I don't know that they'll win a bunch of games, but I think he's going to put up some numbers. I don't know that you're going to get a big enough bump moving forward from Tony Romo to Cam Newton based on what you would be giving up in what I would call some very proven players in Ray Rice, Jason Witten, and Manningham. Richard, how about you?
Well, as I understood it, Sean, you said that you offered him just Witten and Manningham for Cam Newton and Jermichael Finley?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the deal, then, and if he wants to do it, I would do it in a heartbeat if I was you. I mean, Cam Newton, I think, is actually probably a bigger upgrade than Steve thinks over Tony Romo. And, you know, Witten's a great player, but Manningham, I think, his numbers are going to go down as Nix comes back and gets healthier. So that's a great trade for you.
Thanks for the call, Sean. We're going to take a very quick break. We come back, we'll get some more of your phone calls. So if you want to get in, 888-XM-FANTASY, 888-963-2682. We've got Richard Fronapfel from theofficepool.com hanging out with us. Remember, NASCAR fans, the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup continues this Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern with the Cobalt Tools 500 live from Phoenix International Raceway. 15 hours of race coverage starts at 7 a.m. Eastern on your home for 24/7 NASCAR. That's SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more with you. So get on the phone, 888-XM-FANTASY, 888-963-2682.